Hello and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, and today in the arena, another control deck. Oh my god, 2 control decks, 2 days in a row. I can hear the pitchforks coming out. I did the vampires, I did the zombies. It won't be enough. I did mono white aggro. They so mad. And look, I try to shake it up. I don't want to do a different control deck every day. I want to do a different deck every day, but you know me, I love control. And for the last 24 hours, I have been dragged under, sucked into the depths, been put in a noose and yanked down into Lier, Disciple of the Drowned, a card I just can't get enough of. Take in the list, absorb the list for a minute, absorb the list, look over the cards. We're going to start hovering and highlighting in just a second. Before we do that, let me say, please, consider getting a YouTube membership. Hit the join button below, $4.99 a month. It supports the channel. You get access to a special Discord server where I sometimes actually talk to people. Weird, I know. And also a channel where we put tomorrow's deck list a day early. As soon as I finish making the video, I go post the deck list. So those members who are logged into the Discord have that a day before everybody else. You also get to watch my Twitch VODs on YouTube as replays, so you get to use sweet YouTube features and you don't have to go figure out how Twitch works. So cool benefits, $4.99 a month. Hit the join button below. I would appreciate it. Daddy needs to buy those sweet cosmetics for your aesthetic viewing pleasure. All right, let's talk about Lier, Disciple of the Drowned. This is a 3 blue, 3/4 legendary human wizard at Mythic. Spells can't be countered. Each instant and sorcery card in your graveyard has flashback. The flashback cost is equal to that card's mana cost. I found my win con. I found a creature I feel like I can play, or a planeswalker I can play in these decks to bring home the bacon without being absolutely embarrassing and dying the second the opponent plays a removal spell. This card is sweet. So, at first you read it and you're immediately like, spells can't be countered. That doesn't work in my control deck where I counter spells. That's a terrible idea. CGB, have you lost your mind? Did you actually read the card? Yes, I did. And at first I thought the same thing. And then when I had it on the battlefield one day, but I also had a couple counter spells still in my deck because I wasn't willing to completely give up, I realized that there's a trick you can do. You can still counter spells. And I'll tell you all about it. So, also, by the way, with Lier on the battlefield, the opponent can't counter your spells. That can be a big deal in a control mirror and pretty nasty. But I'm still running counter spells in this deck with 1 Test of Talents and Foresaw coming, and I'll tell you why. If you have Lier on the battlefield and the opponent plays something that you really want to counter, say a Storm the Festival, well, what you can do is enter full control or put a stop on whatever phase you're on the little like timer thingy. Just put a stop down. And you cast the counterspell, preferably out of your graveyard. You cast the counterspell, you target that Storm the Festival. It will even give you a message that says, hey, do you really want to do this? Because spells can't be countered right now. Are you sure you want to target it? It has the little red border. It looks like it's not going to work. And you're like, yes, I will. You put the counterspell on the stack, targeting Storm the Festival. Because you're in full control mode, you can respond to your own cards being on the stack. So, at that very moment, when it looks like you have gone crazy and the opponent's like, what are they doing? You cast Fading Hope from your graveyard or hand, or Divide by 0. You target your Lier, Disciple of the Drowned, and you return it to your hand. Then, the counterspell resolves, targeting the spell without Lier on the battlefield. Boom! We did it. That costs a lot of mana if you do it the same turn that you played Lier. That's like 9 mana with a Fading Hope. But we're a control deck. We're living for the late game. And all we need is for Lier to survive 1 turn. And we have access to so much ammunition. And Lier's deck building puzzle that I think I've solved is you need Lier to be able to live. And you need to be able to dodge those removal spells without countering things. I tried the card that does hexproof, you see a guard approach, and I didn't like it, but what I've settled on that I love are bounce spells. 4 copies of Divide by 0, 4 copies of Fading Hope. These are, every time the opponent tries to kill Lier, you just bring it back. You just bring it back. And with the ability to cast them out of the graveyard, it's like you have 16 bounce spells. So you can run even the most focused decks out of removal using Lier Disciple of the Drowned. And then we also get to run some other cool stuff. Because we're a 4 divide by 0 deck, running some Meat Hook Massacres is pretty good. You could run Crippling Fear in this spot, because like Shadow's Verdict, it doesn't kill Lier, which is kind of a really cool thing. But I like the Meat Hook Massacre a lot. I like the life gain from it, and I like the ability to divide by 0 it back to hand. I was missing the life gain from Sunset Revelry from the blue-white version, so I have Cram Session here in the deck, just 2 copies to keep the life total high and get into the sideboard and grab some of those sweet lessons. And I have 4 copies of Consider, because this is a card draw spell that you cast off of Lier at a very cheap price to keep the value rolling when you have this card. A couple of cheap removal spells and Tested Talents. You can, by the way, not recommended, you can Power Word Kill or Infernal Grasp Lier with that counter spell trick on the stack if you really need to counter something. Maybe you have a couple Liers in your hand, but I don't recommend that move. That's a bit too power hungry. In the mana base, I've added some of the dual Snowlands. I've actually found these to help out a lot with the mana in the format, because while Clearwater Pathway and Shipwreck Marsh are amazing, we're not usually doing anything with mana on the very early turns, and getting a little more fix helps out a lot in your deck with 4 Field of Ruins. All right, I've introduced the deck. We're still playing standard events, and that's because we are still ranked in the top 100 Mythic, with not that much time left in the season, 25 hours. So when the ladder resets, I promise you we'll be right back to trying to get up into Mythic and gain the top 100 for those who enjoy that content. But in the meantime, I'm enjoying standard events. For one thing, Daddy likes the wallet boost to buy those cosmetics. We've been winning a good amount of gold in the standard event. And the second thing is just that the meta is a little different, which I had totally forgotten about standard event. You get the life gain meta. I mean, that can be better or worse depending on what you're playing, okay? But you do get an interestingly odd meta. So let's dive in. Let the nonsense. It's Lier, God of the Drowned? No, Lier, something of the Drowned. It's Lier. Let the leering nonsense begin. Who wants to be my victim? Ichabod Crane. Well, the Headless Horseman's coming for you, buddy. Okay. Let's hope they are playing mid-range or control. If they're playing super cheap aggro, this hand is pretty bad. Son of a... Should have known better. Should have known better. Go away. Go away, nobody like you. All right, that's good. That is a 2-drop that will actually get cast here. It does cost us life, which sucks. But it'll get rid of that Aspirant. Hopefully the opponent doesn't get to... Okay. Just a 1-1 for now. Oh, they're trying to go to combat. They're not playing this. They want to make a 1-1 and dodge sweeper. Well, I'll show you. I'll show you. Sungold Sentinel. Exile some graveyard. All right, they're running a good list, which is bad for us. Some might say my list. That's really bad for us. We can make this decision on their turn based on what they do. Well, if we bounce this, I mean, no matter what, we have to top a sweeper here, right? So I think we need to play Divide by 0. I'm deciding on what. If we hit the Stonebinder's Familiar, they just play it again, they get another exile. Maybe we let them make this decision. Because we do have 2 interesting plays here this turn, and we have to draw a sweeper. If we don't draw a Shadow's Verdict, we're just going to lose. I think what I want to do with the 0 is actually cycle the Test of Talents if I cast it here, but no, they take Divide by 0. That's kind of interesting. I didn't actually think that would be the take. Let's get rid of you. You're picking on my graveyard. And it might be hard to kill later. Alright, we're not necessarily dead next turn, so we can still find Shadow's Verdict. And a land with the Deluge. We can also counter this, take 6, but no, we have to delusion to a verdict. That's the point of the game we're at. We can also hit a Meat Hook Massacre if they put the counter on the Spellbinder, and they do. If they put it on the Familiar, finding Meat Hook Massacre wouldn't work. Okay, land and Sweeper. Land, no Sweeper. We also won't have the time to get one. I could take a consider, though. I guess Meat Hook Massacre here kills 2, gains 2. We're not dead. So I guess I'll take a consider. How about a Cram? Cram is another draw, but it's more life. I guess Cram is better, but then the Meat Hook Massacre doesn't do enough. We'd be at 8, though. Yeah, we could get back up to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1 exile there at 10, and we lose. I think it's got to be the consider. I think now we have to draw Meat Hook Massacre. Fading Hope. Not good enough. Well, I'm going to cast this just to see if there was even a sweeper in our top like half of the deck, and there wasn't. And sometimes you play mono white and you have no sweepers in the top half of your deck, and you get to feel like a loser. It's fun. It's so great. All right, mono white went first, and the shuffler stacked our deck to have no sweepers, and now we're already down a game. For the second game in a row, the Test of Talents is in our opening hand, and we're on the draw, and we once again can say if we are against a mid-range deck, our hand is great. If we're against a control deck, our hand is great. If we're against aggro, we're going to lose. I mean, do we keep? We could be in an 0-2 hole. It's not like my mana is particularly great here. I'm going to mulligan. Watch, this time it will definitely be control, right? Gonna put the Lier away. We'll find one later. A forest. And it is a creature deck. Let's do a power word kill. Just get it dead. Am I really going to get mana screwed here? Alright, is that what this deck is going to do to me? Looks like it. Let's try an upkeep Fading Hope to try to scry for our land. They might hexproof this, but we have to get it out of their hand somehow. Okay, well, we did draw a land. Probably already dead, though. When you let their threats go unchecked, you lose. And we're definitely looking at the top of our deck saying, please, 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 don't wreck me. So they probably have more protection spells. That's what this deck is all built around. Oh, okay. Full control mode to cast Gnarlid Colony with 2 mana open. Sure, dude. It's not the worst, but... Okay, if they had another protection spell, would they make that play? Probably not, right? So let's go get the Environmental Sciences while they're tapped out. That way, next turn we can go get another land, which we desperately need. Okay, we draw the land anyway. Cool. So we don't have to cast Sciences this turn. Part of me says we try to kill this now, because it'll buff the other creature. Alright, no protection spell, that's good. So it's us versus Gnarlid Colony. They can give it Vigilance and a counter. This Homestead Courage sorcery I think is pretty good. In the decks with Clever Lumimancer and Leonin Light Scribe. Am I just gonna counter this Guiding Voice? I feel like they're struggling a little, and we need to spend our mana. Hopefully they don't have another creature here to punish me. That was a little impatient on my part. A little tilted, though. Alright, we get to go get our second blue and semi-fog the colony. Deck is trying really hard not to function. And we're gonna push through anyway. We're gonna be strong. Some days be like that. Do we counter that? I don't think so. I think that's fine. The 3-point clock is still 3 turns, and so a couple memory deluges. We should be able to get there. Okay, come on now. Come on, what you got? Giant growth? You're gonna do the... Maybe they have the card. I don't remember the name of it. It doubles the creature's power and toughness. I think it's choose your weapon. Okay. Okay, none of that. Too many +1/+1 counters you're trying to do there. Each creature with a counter on it has trample. That's why we like this card. Okay. Let's send it home. It's got a kicker, though. I guess they still need to draw land. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't have another Snakeskin Veil. They're just playing on full control. We know this. We know this. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. They just drew that. Oh, that was their top deck. I'm gonna die to this. I'm dead. I can't believe this. Fading Hope. You're my only hope. I don't need another Deluge for sure. We have to play this island, so I may as well take another untapped land. All they need are some spells for this, but I guess we do this now, so if they play a protection spell, it doesn't help right now. But if they have a protection spell, I just lose anyway. Land? Come on now! Come on, deck. Come on, deck. Game? Almost game. That's a really good card. We have not seen a sweeper in the top half of our deck in 2 games. And we've been on the draw against creature decks in both of them. It's been legitimate BS, for sure. But this one's not over yet. We still get one more look. I still have another Veil there. Consider? Come on, baby. Deluge, we might be able to hit 2 Fading Hopes, or like Power Word Kill is still in the deck? No, it's not. Okay. Come on. Sweeper. Sweeper. 1 Fading Hope. What would I rather kill? I'd rather kill the Mavinda if I find a way to. But for 2 mana, I'm not going to find one, right? We've got to find, like, Sweeper and another Fading Hope. Another Consider. No! Alright. Oh, no, we don't have another blue! I guess we have to hit Island and Fading Hope now. Alright, guys. We've literally seen the top half of our deck and no sweepers for 2 games in a row on the draw against aggro. We can't have a worse start. It can't possibly get worse. All right, we need 4 wins in a row for even money and 7 for there to be justice in the universe. No black mana. Still no sweeper. But we're on the play. So already the universe is changing before our very eyes. won't stop the aggro decks from showing up. We'll throw this in the bin. We've got a lot of Fading Hope here. There's nothing that requires double black on turn 3 except for a Meat Hook for 1. But probably not going to double Fading Hope anything. But I guess we can't be sure. Divide by 0. Cleric class doing nothing over here. Just a little revitalizing. I think they're going to be playing Exalted Haven. Facebook. The combo. And if that's the case, Field of Ruin and Fading Hope are going to... They have no chance, right? Just no chance? That's what you got? Slow and steady. Gain all the life you like. Leveled up. Okay. Yeah, it feels like they threw me a little bit of a gimme now. A little bit of a freebie. And we saw a sweeper. Can't complain anymore. Didn't even take it. The end of the complainy CGB. Never. I will call out the Shuffler's BS wherever I see it. It's my calling in life. Okay, maybe it's just a more classic I gain a million life deck. I told you, life gain is meta here. I mean, we could just kill it. Let's have some fun with them. 3 is like the max you can go after with Fading Hope to get like the full value, the scry, and they have to replay it. And you know me, I'm all about torturing. Nah, it's revitalized. They're up to 32. Whatever will we do? At some point, we have to attack them. It could be a while. Yep, Faceless Haven hits the battlefield, staring into the eyes of the Field of Ruin. Oh, that gains life. We'll just nuke that now. 4 fields, 4 havens. We just need to make sure we find them all. Oh my god, they're going to do +1/+1 counter shenanigans. Are you ready? Are you ready for it? Saw it coming. Let's just say no to their shenanigans. Maybe they'll level up this cleric class to get it back. Cosmos Elixir. Yeah. I mean, it's a fun way to see my opponent deck themselves, but not right now. I fall to 19. There's the Book of Exalted Frickin' Deeds, baby. Alright, so they have to gain 3 life, so they're probably going to activate this, bring this back. This gains 1, 2, 3, 4, something like that. So if we just bounce this, or we just let this happen, and then we, yeah, let's just, you can have it. It's cool. It's cool. All right, they didn't bring the thing back to put counters on the veterans, so they must be putting, let them figure it out. So, now they don't get an angel. What do we get? We could start attacking them with Mascot Exhibition. Yeah, I'm a long way from wanting that. Just hit your land drops, it'll be fine. This is fine. Don't overthink it, just keep the threats. Just keep the threats at bay. And you just saw me click too many times. And yeah, that just happened. All right. Let's see, if they play book, bring it back. Whatever. My turn to gain some life. And the target. Gain some life, go to 50. Counter, counter. Counter, counter. 53, make angel, counter, 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 counter. Ta-da! Oh, yay. Magic is fun. If I didn't draw that, we were just gonna pick off their critters. The Angel of Destiny! Oh my god! Alright, so these have both been used up. They're both level 3'd. Kill it. Keep calm and slaughter life gain. That's nice. Oh, there it is. There it is, baby. I like having the Meat Hook Massacre in my hand. It's fun. That doesn't hit angels. Let's just do this first. Once we have Lier on the battlefield, you don't want to cast a 6-point Meat Hook anymore. Finally, we're going to put on the show, guys. I know you've waited 2 miserable games. Two sad, I did not draw what I needed games. But that's about to change. The pain you feel will disappear. And a hero comes along with the strength to carry on. All right, first card from the graveyard, Environmental Sciences. And you cast your fears aside, and you know you can survive. All right, do we do the thing? It's time to do the thing, guys. We're going to do the thing that I talked about in the intro. So, counterspell, target Angel of Destiny. But before it hits resolve, Fading Hope targeting Lier. Boing, counter. You thought you were safe. You thought your spell would resolve. You were wrong. And the return. And that's the proper response. 1 and 2. We're on the board. Back to the wall. Never lose again. Hey, this hand is got sweepers and early stuff to do. It's on the draw. That's the only thing wrong with it. Temple. Party? Is it party time? Excellent. Luminarch Aspirant. Always. Let's just keep the land. to make sure we get to where we need to go. You saw me make a pretty bad misplay where I just didn't cast a memory deluge in the last game. I've got a case of the misplays, you guys. Like, I am just everywhere I go, everything I do, I'm just messing up. It's one of those self-fulfilling prophecies. All right, I think I'm supposed to take out the Luminarch here because the opponent, this is legendary, and Shadow's Verdict still gets it. So they might have another one. They might have actually wanted to sacrifice this to protect their aspirant. Cram. So, what do we cram? We could cycle one of the lands in our hand now that we have 5 and try to draw the right card that way. But I think I'm just supposed to grab something to play next turn to try to bridge me later into the game. So I'm going to take Sciences. Here come the Changelings. So this card gets a lot worse if there's no Changeling on the battlefield. So am I going to play Hook here? It's that or I take 7 next turn. Hooking one creature when I'm about to Shadow's Verdict looks really bad unless they have the counterspell Concerted Defense. And if they have that, I don't think I can play around it. I don't think I can play around it. If I can't play around it, then we don't. We just we do as much as we can with this turn. So we're going to go fetch a land. And we're going to foretell this. We're going to say go. And we're going to take 7. And we're going to hope our opponent plays out onto the board and they don't have a counterspell. Sentinel. Land. Squado. Oh, baby. Oh. Oh, baby. It must be my birthday. Say hello to Shadow's Verdict. They still get their squad commander. Yeah, not a shapeshifter, though. Ooh, nice reload with Spoils of Adventure. Fading Hope off the top. Do you think they run basics? It's time to find out. Green, blue, green, white. Let's go for the blue. Always go blue. Got him! Got ya, party boy or girl. It's just party boy. So the thing I don't know. Oh, they had another blue. Not even a successful troll job. Minvala makes the Massacre look good. They don't have another blue. Resolve. Cool. And now we have a Divide by 0 to bounce the Massacre. Hook 'em. Hook the party. With that sweet life reload, they're out. 2-2. Still can't lose a game. Do not want to exit with a losing record at 2-3. We go first. We don't have Consider. If we draw any land, we have Divide by 0. And 2 verdicts. Divide by 0 can fix the mana guess to 4. Alright. This is not what I like to see, but we're gonna try to make it work. And hopefully they're not playing. Like if they're playing, I was gonna say, God, is it? I was gonna say is it too. they're playing Is It, we're in huge trouble. We're just gonna get mana screwed. Jeskai, okay. Oh, good draw. Let's hope they give us something to divide by 0, or this game's gonna get ugly. Come on, just make a play. Play your Cody or something. Land! No, not like this. Not like this. Smart player does nothing. I don't know, they might need the land too. They might want a Prismari command. Woo! Alright, so they discard Fading Hope to cast Electric Revelation, which says discard a card to draw 2 cards and has flashback for 4. So it's like a more expensive Thrill of Possibility? They're missing land. They are missing land. Okay. We drew Cram Session, which can function like a land. No. Denied. You will struggle with land. We can say go, and if they do absolutely nothing, we can go for a Deluge. But I think I want them to do something, so I can divide it. We could go Cram now. Let's wait. These verdicts are bad. I think. I mean, I'm not sure what their win con is. I'm pretty sure these verdicts are bad. Alright, see if this gets countered, or worse, Test of Talented. Resolves. I wonder how many basics they have. Let's try making their mana awkward, since they're kind of constrained on mana. We're getting ahead on land. It's so key in this matchup. Even when you have trash cards like Verdicts in your hand, if you're ahead on land, there's a lot you can do. You got something? Your own Deluge. You're gonna have to try that again. I think Deluge is 100% worth fighting over. I think this will work. Will it? You know what? Let's do this. Main phase. Okay. They're going to have to discard. So now I'm less tempted to screw with their mana base. They might... I don't know how many basics they have, though. Well, let's find out. I should have done that on end step. Oh, well. If they could do something at instant speed, they could do it in their combat or end step. Doesn't make a difference. Discards a Prismari command, huh? Another iteration. They might have to discard again, though. Yeah, there's some go big Epiphany combo deck. We need to find our Test of Talents. Make sure that doesn't resolve. And be patient. Yeah, 8 cards. They're gonna Revelry? Do they get anything for that? They get 4 life. Okay. Cool. They do have 2 mana open. So risky, but can't sit around doing nothing. Alright, no Test of Talents, thank you. Hive. I wonder if we just hit him for 7. What are they going to do? They need untapped land to all runs. And then how many turns can they really take? Not that many, right? What if we play you? We have all these bounce spells if you try to kill it. What if they counter it? That's a lot worse. That's a lot worse. Let's wait. Patience. Let's try to memory deluge if the staring match continues here. I really want to find a test of talents or a saw it coming to have in hand for when I want to resolve this, or at least have a backup copy. I mean, without a saw it coming, it's unlikely they can just counter it there anyway, but it seems like such a use of mana just to draw out some removal spell. Seize the Storm. Create a token. It's huge. Okay. They have 2 mana open. Still don't think they're going to beat the Fading Hope very well, but we could go for the Divide on it just because it's expensive. But, okay. This is some kind of a fling deck, I'm guessing. We still have a land in hand. We don't need another one right this minute. Meat Hook isn't going to do much. Infernal Grasp probably doesn't do much. Am I just grabbing Considers? I guess. For your consideration. Resolves. Another land isn't a bad thing. I'll just discard the Verdict. I was going to play the Cram Session, discard the Verdict, but I don't think it's that important. Jeskai Flashback Control. All spells. Jeskai all spells. Seize the Storm. The card we have to watch out for is the Fling, and anything that copies the Fling. Kazul's Fury. Oh, there's a Foretell. Snap Foretell. Another iteration. So they're casting this before their end step? So if I just say go, they lose this? Is that worth it? To semi-time walk me, I basically make them lose a resource. Oh, this wasn't exiled by the iteration, it's just in their graveyard? It's hard, guys. This stuff is hard. So we can power up Hive and like try to pick off some of this graveyard. The issue with that is that they just kill it. If they have any instant speed removal, that's good. But it's unclear what that could be. We've seen Fading Hope, which they discarded 2 of. We see Prismari Command. They probably have something, but it's really uncertain what it is. And we don't have counterspells yet, so I think we're just supposed to say go. If you're not the player with counterspells, you have to act like you have them. And then you have to do what you can to find them. I said earlier, I've got a case of the misplays where it seems like I make a lot of mistakes right now. And it's a self-fulfilling prophecy, so I need to get it out of my head. I think that the idea of writing them down at first was kind of fun. And you guys have had fun with that on Twitch and in the comments. But I think it messed me up, like legitimately. Because before I was pretty good at just forgetting about them. All right, so if you divide by 0 a flashback card, it's just gone. It's out of the game. It's not around anymore. Which is why divide by 0 is a great counter for flashback spells. And we also got their third Fading Hope. So maybe they don't have a good way to interact with the Hive. Alright, they're going for another Seize the Storm token. This time they have the mana open for a Kazul's Fury. We don't have a counterspell, but still think the idea is to Fading Hope this. If they go for like Dual Strike here, then they only have one more mana to use. Thud's not in the format. I think this is fine. But let's see. Put 2+1/+1 counters on it. Indestructible Haste. Oh, I see what you're up to. Okay. Well, they tapped out. That's their combo, huh? Well, combo that dies to unsummon. Pretty bad. Well, I know I want the top, so we'll do this. Decline, draw. And then this. There's a counter. Actually, let's attack the graveyard. So the combo's in the graveyard with the Angel Fire Ignition and the Seize the Storm, but we have the memory if they go for that. Let's take out the Deluge. I'm guessing there's still Alrund's Epiphany and Galvanic iteration somewhere, but this might be a dual strike. Consider. Do that first. Fading Hope. Opponent wants to fight. We will fight. Don't need another land right now. I'm still tempted to mess with their mana. How many basics do they have if they're running these snow lands and this dual land and these pathways? But we're probably way better off just using Memory Deluge again. It might be time for this though, but I think I'm better off with Hive. Keeping up the mana to Deluge if we don't have to counter. There's a Foretell. There's a Revelry, which draws a card here and gains 4 life. Foretell, Foretell. It's weird how the zones spread out. I think that's what got me earlier when I thought something was in the wrong zone. I don't know why sometimes there's space between these zones. Makes no sense to me. Deluge. Welcome to Deluge. Deluge. Whatever. Deluge, Night Luge. Thinking. I'll take a backup Disciple. Is it time? We still have another one of these. Let's see if the Hive can hit the flashback card again. I am curious if they have anything to do with this Hive. It's really picked apart their graveyard. Yeah, I just don't think they have a way to kill it. Alright, still 7 mana for this, and to consider if they do nothing worth responding to. Just getting further and further ahead with the right cards in the right places. Trying to find Test of Talents, really. I feel like that card can be lights out against them. Speaking of... At some point, we just have to not deck, though. Are we nearing that point? I think we can still spend another turn setting up. Seven? We have to discard? No, we're on 7. This message is fake news. We're turning on all their sunset revelries for life. But yeah, let's go get Mascot Exhibition and put some pressure on them. It's time to shift into that phase of the game where we're no longer at risk of being combo killed if we keep enough mana open so we can start deploying some threats. We also have Counterspell Superiority, so be in no rush to play this card. It's a cool card, but we don't have to play it. Alright. Can we mess with your mana? Actually, I don't think I have basics left. We'd be messing with my own mana. This is also just protection from random Hall of the Storm Giant. Speaking of... Welcome to the big show. I do anticipate Doomscar kind of nonsense, but we need to get these counterspells played. Vanquish the Horde. Not what I expected. So we want to play these counters before we play Lier, because then Lier can flash them back. Could have Test of Talented it. I'm still expecting some bit of their combo to be what we want to use Test of Talents on, really. Alright, we draw a Saw It Coming on a Saw It Coming. Let's divide by 0 our own Saw It Coming. We'll let Vanquish the Horde resolve. Get a new Mascot Exhibition. Burns their Saw It Coming. See how we did that? And now we just do this again. Just wear them down. Wear them down. Okay. No big deal. It's time. With all the uses we have for mana, you gotta make sure you leave a lot of blue open when you play her. Him. Them. It. Him. Probably. Who knows? Can't gender nothing. Saw It Coming. Okay. Resolve. One down. How about the next one? It's beautiful. Little life, little land. My turn then? Alright, what is there? 14 cards? It's a little bit extra, but why not? Give them what they came to see. Value. Give the people what they came for. I know, BM extra bad CGB, but you know, I'm having fun. Discard. I love the final flex here. All right. Okay, here we go, guys. Just for the lulz. Show the opponent our cool tricks. We also get to see more of their deck. Seize the Storm. They've got Faithful Mending in there. I like that card. Galvanic Iteration. Looks like no all runs Epiphanies. Slow clap for the hero. Not running that broken card. Yep, seems like it's all about Seize the Storm and Iteration. Oh, we could have won with the Massacre. 3 wins, 2 losses from an 0-2 start. Even money is a win away. And no matter what, we won't have a losing record. Let's battle. Let's get it. We face defeat. Look it square in the eye and rally. That avatar, though. You have my attention. These hands. How did these hands happen? But we're on the draw, so mulligans aren't as brutal. Just being on the draw is brutal. The one test of talents in the opener. I might regret this, but we're putting it on the bottom. Red, is that you? Are you mono red? I feel like I'm about to get shocked. Red-green. Ranger class. Okay. That's a headache. That's a really good card against us. And one of the reasons I love the blue-white version for Devastating Mastery. Cram it up. Okay. This is not terrible. Leveling class. Eventually, maybe we find Fading Hope and we remove this at a very low cost, or we play a Shadow's Verdict, but we get to pass here with counter magic up, which is very nice. We get to send their chariot away. Okay, they just go to level 3. Should we divide this by 0? Okay. They did spend all that mana on it. Let's send it away. No more. What do they have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll go up to 6. Then we'll draw. We'll go up to 7. We'll go down to 6. We'll go down to 5. So we could Teachings here, but they could resolve Chariot or something nasty. I'm just going to take more sciences. More science. We need so many land in this deck all the time. Pass. Might get to Deluge. Might get to counter something. It's fine. If they want to put the mana all the way back into it, that's fine. Yeah, they do. They're playing super conservative, but this is it's a good window for us to use this card because you got to get it out of your hand. You got to turn it into relevant cards as soon as you can. I'll take 2 Fading Hopes. A Fading Hope, and I'll take a Shipwreck Marsh. Normally I wouldn't turn away another Deluge, but against aggro it's a bit much. I'm sure they'll diversify their tokens, but on the off chance that they don't, if they make this a 5/5, we can target it. I said tokens, I meant counters. We're 2 turns away from using Saw It Coming with Shadow's Verdict, but I think this can resolve. I think that's okay. This is a much bigger problem. So what I want to do is I want to next turn use Sciences and Saw It Coming, and I want to set it up so I can have Verdict plus Counterspell. Yep, they put the counter in the right place. We'll go after you. Hive comes into play tapped, a little bit slow. That's a good draw. Remember Brazen Borrower? With how good Fading Hope is in this meta, Brazen Borrower would be... if it were still around, I mean, any of those Eldraine cards we could say that for, right? But if it were still around, it'd be a problem. Alright, gonna take a big hit here. What if they play a dragon? Yeah, I think we wait another turn. We can stretch this out. We have the Sciences, which keep the werewolves from flipping, so that we're always playing a spell on our turn. Yeah, that needs to be countered. That's a very big wolf. That is a very big wolf. Makes 2 wolves when it enters the battlefield. Oh my god. It's a 7/7 on the backside that makes more wolves when it attacks. It's so many wolves. Yeah, we can't be doing that. Down to 7. I think my opponent has a Play with Fire or Shock. So we've got to be careful. A little more life, please. And again, that does keep the werewolf from flipping, which is a big deal. I do want to foretell this. I'm trying to decide if there's a world where I need to counter and Fading Hope, and I guess there is. So let's play the untapped land. Patience, patience, patience. We want to counter anything the Shadow's Verdict can't kill. They go to level 3. They go to combat. See where they put the counter. They go with the Liberator. They're playing around another Fading Hope. I guess I'll bounce the bigger one, since we're planning to do a Verdict anyway. Play with Fire the Face, no surprise. They get a Scry here, which I'm surprised they didn't want to do that with the Ranger class at level 3 in the main phase, but who knows. Do I have time for this? I guess I'm going to need to reload, right? I'm going to need to counter something at some point. This is really close. Redeploy. I'm very nervous about how many wolves they'll hit now after the sweeper. I need the top of their deck to be a little cold. Like I said, Ranger class is so good against us. We're definitely into the spot where drawing a Lier, though, is lights out. So we need to draw it. Okay, we get a turn. A turn without pain. Now it's nighttime, though. Tempting to cast that on my turn to avoid it. But I think holding up the Hall as a blocker is too good. Big memory. There you go. Let's grab the cram session, too. Boom. Hit the land drop. Cram? I think we're just leaving up a Fading Hope, right? Because we can't counter anything, so let's cram while we can. We could have also grabbed a way to get rid of the class, but I think now we just outclass it. You know what I mean? We flip it back to day because we cast 2 spells, and then some. Alright, we can consider. Yeah, nobody wants to be playing against that for very long. From the depths of despair, from the darkest dungeons of defeat, from an 0-2 start, we are doing even money dance, even money dance, even money dance, 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 dance. Let's keep going. I would love to play against a mid-range Storm the Festival deck. That has not happened yet. It hasn't happened. This hand is okay. 2 removal spells and divide by 0 against aggro. We can keep it. Life on the draw, baby. Life on the draw. Arctic Tree Line, huh? I don't need to consider on turn 1. It's totally fine. The longer the game goes, in a way, the more information you have about what you need. Didn't we already play this deck today? When did it become meta? We should just kill it now, huh? Green, white, hexproof all my stuff. It is, for the most part, a budget-friendly deck, although these creatures are pretty rare. Bounce that or kill it. If we bounce it and they draw a land, they'll be able to protect it next time, and we don't have a good way to play around that. So we kill it. And we look for sweepers. Sweepers, Verdict, Meat Hook, Massacre. Those are the keys against this deck, and we couldn't find them when we lost to it in game 2. We just found 0. Okay. Strong. So we're gonna dig for the sweeper this time. We're gonna dig deep. So I'm trying to think of when the best time is to target their stuff. I think this turn, I just want a Memory Deluge anyway. I don't think I want to be trying to bounce or interact with them because they play their protection spells, and their protection spells will grow these things. I guess I could bounce that, but I still think Deluge is the right play. Like, we take a lot of damage here, but they have to tap out to do it. Like, if they don't play another spell here, they're not going to grow this, so that wasn't so bad. So now we find Sweeper. We do not find Sweeper. Find a lot of land, though. Alright, so last turn, they just played this and said go. We can try to bounce it. If we do it on our turn, they might not protect it. Okay, Sweeper! Now we can Deluge for Sweeper again. Remember, 5 in the deck. The first 2 games were exactly like this, on the draw, going through so many cards and not finding it. It was so painful. It was so painful. Maybe I'm supposed to divide that? What do you guys think retroactively of dividing that? Because if they play it again, they're tapped out. They might be too scared to. I think I'm supposed to dig for that Sweeper. I just think it's the upside play we need. Like, this is gonna sting, but I think we just have to hit the Sweepers. I'm a little tunnel visioned, but I think it's right. There's one! And you're pretty good. All right, so there's a 4/4. They could save it. I think we try to bounce them because if they have Snakeskin Veil here, this lives. Same with the turtle card. But it's going to keep growing, right? Oh, man, that's actually tough. That's really tough. Now we found the Sweeper and we're not sure what to do. I think I'm supposed to divide this by 0 twice. They accept the bouncing. What if I do that again? Okay, they accept that bouncing. Cool. A little bit of life, a little bit of land. This lets us reset this so that the meat hook will actually clean it up. They seem content to try to win in a long game. Well, so am I. Or they don't have the protection. That's totally possible. I mean, you tell me, is that one green that's always open in that little bit of stick of Snakeskin Veil? Of course it is. Of course it is. So we have to do this for at least 4? May as well do it for the full 5. No stick. They had nothing. Actually had nothing. Oh, CGB, you're so lame. You play so safe, CGB. Why? Why you do this? 5 wins, 2 losses. The drama continues. So I've experimented with not cutting any games and uploading longer videos for the standard events. How do you guys feel about that? How many of you are... I mean, obviously I'm going to look at stats, but you're also welcome to tell me in the comments if you feel like taking a second to express your opinion. Some of you enjoy that kind of thing. Are you watching the longer videos? Are you still staying till the end? Is it intimidating? Anyway, on the draw. Gosh, what's with being on the draw today? We'll take it, though. Especially if our opponent's deck is slow. And we haven't played against any, like, green mid-range Storm the Festival nonsense. Oh my god. Oh my god. That's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. I'll take that land, though. And that one. And I'll cram. And we'll sciences. Well, the mana is good. Mana's gonna be fine. All right, this looks like a deck that's designed to kill me. Blue Snow. Let's go ahead and be ready to deal with Haven. Probably Delver. That should be a deck that destroys us. Let's see if they counter us. They can sacrifice this to keep me from learning. Or they can get it back and then play it in the future and mess with a future card. And they're going to counter it. Concerted Defense. And this is a wizard, right? So it's basically a Spell Pierce when you have that. Pretty good. Alright, we're going to end up taking a lot of damage. We get Lier on the battlefield, though. That should be really good against somebody who likes countering things. I would like to Deluge. Would you like to counter that? Yeah, make them think. Love it. Okay, let's grab another one of these and one of those. So my play this turn, all I'm planning to do is Infernal Grasp this Hermit. So I plan to do it on end step, and I want to Field of Ruin this Haven. So I guess that's a lot of mana, so I guess we don't play Sciences here. Oh really? Okay. Let's go into combat. Gotta love that. Gotta love that. I often wonder, did they forget about Field of Ruin, or was this part of some kind of a evil plan? They're gonna hexproof this. Oh, okay. How about now? Right. They had an evil plan, and they got me to Stone Rain myself. Not bad, but now I have this. And spells can't be countered, which I think is a big part of their strategy. Oh, Fading Hope! They got me. They got me with the Fading Hope. My hope is fading. Fading as we speak. All right, do we try for it again? It'll probably get countered. Maybe we should go for Verdict to get this exiled. How should we use our mana this turn? Play around Jawari. Yeah, let's go for this. They want to hold cards like Disdainful Stroke here. That's fine. I still wish I knew if you scryed to the top or bottom, because it would give me a good idea of whether or not you just grabbed a counterspell. Check for priority. It's definitely there, but it would be anyway. All right. Take action. The hook. Because the hook brings you back. I think I'll try to block him with the Storm Giants, though. And then flash this back. Which they'll probably counter. But they're not doing anything else. I block. Ta-da! Alright, well, they don't have another Fading Hope. I guess Delver of Secrets. I play for one. Yes? One little meat hook massacre. Just one. Yay. Alright. Get this countered. Yep. Rejected. This is a card I played around with. Never did it for me. Alright, so non-creature spells you control can't be countered. Okay. They're going to be really careful not to put out too many permanents, so we may as well hook them. Because the hook brings you back. On that you can rely. Where are you going? Oh, man. Did your deck not do the thing? Okay, in all seriousness, if you're going to play a mono blue Delver deck, this should be what you can beat. Like, control deck should be what you give fits to, and I think our opponent, I don't know. Didn't give me many fits. Maybe all their counter spells, like Concerted Defense and Reject, are thwarted by too much mana. I don't know. Can you believe it? From an 0-2 start, we've made it to final boss. Trying to pick up the 7th win, the doubling of the gold, and the sweet rare wild card, rare cards, rare ICRs, aka gems. Let's do this. Who is the final boss? Can I finally fight me a Storm the Festival deck? Because those matchups, I can tell you from like my warm-up games with this deck, those games are pretty exciting. Very interesting. Careful what you wish for and all, but I'd love to show you one. On the play. Sweeper, counter, selection. Let's do it. I don't know what I need with this consider, so getting an idea of what my opponent is playing will help. Mountain. Mountain holding priority. For shock, probably. Let's assume we're up against burn. Either Rakdos or Mono Red. I will draw this. It's a good curve filler. It does access some amount of life gain. Let's foretell Saw It Coming. Make it cheaper in the future. Could have also just played Ice Tunnel to not have a tap land later, but I think we'll be okay. Goblins. It had to be goblins. It had to be mono red. Play this on blue. We have divide by 0 as an option, but we also have saw it coming and consider as options. We take 3 here, I think. We could also bounce this with divide by 0. I'm tempted to get teachings, but they might play 2 spells, which would take them down to 5. Then we would have teachings. We go up to 6, 7. Oh, we could still teachings next turn. All right, we'll divide. We just want to make our Shadow's Verdict a juicy one. Still no 1-drop, which is great for us. I will have some fresh cards, please. Send the cards right over. Power Word Kill, Memory Deluge. Memory Deluge, bit slow, but all cheap removal spells are welcome. Goblin Gang Leader. That survives Shadow's Verdict awkwardly as the 2/2 body. So am I supposed to, like, if I could have countered something, I would have loved to counter that. So am I supposed to Verdict here or Power Word Kill this? I think I Power Word Kill it. And I think we play like this so we can counter, Power Word Kill. And we try to buy time for Lier to come down. We believe they have a shock. And if they have a shock, then they could have 2 shocks and just kill this immediately. So we want value the turn we play it. Let's take out their gang leader. So nothing survives the verdict. Another one. Let's counter that. They have another land. Why wouldn't they play it? Maybe it's a Shatterskull Smashing. Yes, of course. And good. They lean in with another creature. We draw Meat Hook Massacre, which is awesome here, but so is the Verdict. I'm going to play this now and give them the impression that I'm digging. Oh my goodness, 2 straight massacres. Can you believe it? Counting my chickens a little bit before they hatch, but it looks like a 7th win is in sight. The sweepers showed up. It was like they weren't even in the deck for the first 2 games that we lost, but they have since appeared. They've shown up in a big way. Keep on coming. We draw land to play, which is sweet. Can do this for only 1 and still have mana for the Deluge. The Deluge. The Deluge thingy-majiggy. The Deluge blah blah blah. The de blah blah blah. That's what we'll just call it to keep everybody tilted and triggered. What do you think, goblins? This is mono red. We play mono red. Sammy, let's talk, Sammy. Let's have a serious talk. Is it really all right to rope? I mean, your whole mission playing your little gobos is to kill everybody and farm gold as fast as possible. I'm trying to keep the games long and entertaining for everyone. Who's really the good guy here? Who's really the hero? You get to play more cards against me. You get to test the mettle of all your little gobos. It's nothing to rope about. In fact, I don't mind. It fits right in with my strategy. All right, let's grab... actually, this can go get Sciences, which is nice, and we can get back the hook. Grab Fading Hope. All right, we grab a land anyway. Now we're just saving up to drop the Disciple of the Drowned, which we could just do here. Yeah, let's start forcing the opponent to kill this. Ooh, look at all the pretty cards. If they go shock it, one, they can't hold priority anymore. Oh, they go with you see a pair of goblins. Okay. I still think their last card is either shock or play with fire. Yep, keep bringing them out. Keep bringing them out. There's a Shadow's Verdict right there. Just right there waiting to be cast. Uh-huh. I still think this is a shock. That or they've been on full control the whole game. So we block a 1/1 instead of the one that pings. Because that would leave Lier dead to a shock. Which of course then we'd have to bounce Lier, but rather just not. We'd rather not. Yep, 3 is not 2. Sammy. Sammy, what you gonna do? Sammy! Come on now. There's no shame. There's no shame in falling to the one in best of one. Many before you have, and many more will. I mean, I don't even know that we want the Shadow's Verdict. I mostly just want the Sciences to keep land dropping. Sammy, the run your mobile device out of battery isn't going to work. I'm operating on a powerful desktop computer. I'm in a home that is known to have power issues, but a backup generator is being installed. My internet is underground fiber. You're not going to beat me this way, Sammy. It's not going to happen. We could Shadow's Verdict out of the graveyard. I'm just going to hook him. We gain more life this way. I picture a young Magic player, a young magician, a young mage, trying to get their first ever 7 wins. They ran their goblin deck. They were on the play every game. They swarmed over their opponent again and again. And then their final end boss, their worst possible nightmare, is the one in best of one. And in the final turns, they try to communicate. They try to run the clock. They try to be like, please, CGB, please. But the one in best of one shows no mercy to mono red goblins. Absolutely none. From 0-2 to 7-2. Did you believe? Did you really believe? I bet you looked at the video time and you were like, yep, he's going to get to 7. A lot of mystery when you peek at that video time. I know you guys. I know you guys. All right. Gems in the bank, 1,000 gold. Sliding right into the post-game wrap. What do we think of the deck? I love the deck. I really do. The deck is amazing. Maybe you run another Meat Hook Massacre if you're having as much trouble finding the sweepers as I did in the first 2 games. Maybe we would have been, 7-1 instead of 7-2 with one more Meat Hook Massacre. But do you need 4 Fading Hopes? I think they're good enough in this deck. I really do. I think that Fading Hope in this deck, because of how it pairs up with Lier, which you didn't have to see any of the games that went really long with Lier where you bounce it multiple times. But against mid-range and control decks, they just keep trying to kill this and you keep bouncing it with Fading Hope. So I think that 4 of them actually turns out to be an important part of your end game while keeping you alive early. So I like 4 of them, but I could see going down to 3 or 2 and running more Meat Hook Massacres if losing to mono white is your true kryptonite or something of that nature. I wouldn't go up on Infernal Grasp. The life loss is significant. The cram sessions are sus, but I find they do the job. The one test of talents showed up in a lot of aggro versus aggro opening hands and didn't look great in this video, but it's very important against decks that run Alrund's Epiphany and Storm the Festival, which we mostly dodged in this particular sample of the meta that we got. So yeah, this is the Lier list. I'm not looking to change much or try much with it right now, but who knows? Magic's an ever-evolving game with a lot of technology, so maybe that will change. And it's a mythic. Maybe you don't have to craft all 3 to play it. Maybe 1 or 2 is just fine because you can eventually find it with Deluge and you can run a Mordenkainen, you know, along with this, or an Imrith along with this as a win con. But for me, this is the resilient, they can't just kill it, you always get value off it win con that I've been looking for my blue control decks. And I highly recommend you try it out. And don't forget the full control or put a stop on the phase you're on tricks with the counter spells and the bounce spells. It's awesome. If you like stack battling, this card is for you. Thank you for watching this video. As always, I will see you in the next video. You stayed till the end. Leave me a comment. Let me know if you stayed till the end. It actually has been a while since I asked for that, but it means a lot to me. And of course, as always, you're cool.